Indian Philosophy, Part 3, Consciousness, Ideas of Swami Vivekandha and Rabindranath Tagore. Truth, which is one with the universal being, must essentially be human. Otherwise, whatever we individuals realize as true can never be called truth. At least the truth which is described as scientific and which only can be reached through the process of logic, in other words, by an organ of thoughts which is human. According to Indian philosophy, there is Brahma, the absolute truth, which cannot be conceived by the isolation of the individual mind or described by words, but can only be realized by completely merging the individual in its infinity. But such a truth cannot belong to science. The nature of truth which we are discussing is an appearance. That is to say, what appears to be true to the human mind and therefore is human and may be called Maya or illusion. Rabindranath Tagore. From the conversation between Albert Einstein and Tagore on July 4, 1930. On July 4, 1930, Albert Einstein met Rabindranath Tagore. The meeting of the two great personalities in history. They discussed about consciousness, beauty, science, and fundamental nature of human existence. Einstein asked about the conception of truth, and Tagore replied, truth is realized through man, and in Indian philosophy, the ultimate truth is Brahma, and the world is an illusion. But such a truth cannot be belong to science. Science cannot explain that truth. It can only be realized by completely merging the individual in its infinity. What is the ultimate truth about human and God? What is the fundamental truth of human existence and how to know the truth? In Indian philosophy, the truth cannot be conceived by the isolation of the individual mind or described by words, but can only be realized by completely merging the individual in its infinity. That is detachment. In his famous prayer, Tagore says, let me not pray to be sheltered from dangers, but to be fearless in facing them. Let me not beg for the stilling of my pain, but for the hurt to conquer it. Rabindranath Tagore. Use this word to realize your strength to merge with infinity. Then only you realize the real truth. Tagore, first Indian to win Nobel for Literature, who composed National Anthem of India, was a great Indian poet and a writer, one of the most celebrated literary figures in history. The great multi-talented personality in every sense, a poet, a philosopher, novelist, painter, and a composer. He sought to promote the monotheistic interpretation of Upanishad. He mostly rejected formal schooling. He spent most of his time being taught at home. Even though Tagore was not a systematic philosopher, there is a worldview behind his works that is complex as well as original. The philosophy of Rabindranath Tagore transcends the boundaries of religion, which include the interaction between East and West. Rabindranath Tagore was born in 1861 as the youngest son of the Debendranath Tagore, who was a leader of Brahma Samaja. His mother was Sharada Devi. His family was at the forefront of Bengali Renaissance. Tagore reshaped Bengali literature and music. He avoided formal schooling. India's national anthem, Janagana Mana, Bangladesh's national anthem, Amar Shanar Bangla, were composed by Rabindranath Tagore, and the Sri Lanka's national anthem was inspired by his work. Geetanjali, Gora, Janagana Mana, Manasi are important notable work. Tagore was the first Indian to be awarded Nobel Prize for Literature, that is in 1913. Tagore used the tools of philosophy, scientific knowledge, and spiritual inquiry to explore human mind and fundamental truth. Tagore philosophy considered the unity of elements of existence of observer and observed. The truth of consciousness is nothing but the way we perceive something, or it depends on the consciousness of the human observer. It is only the revelation of you as the infinite that is endlessly new and eternally beautiful in us. And that gives the only meaning to ourself when we feel your rhythmic throb as our life, the whole world in our own soul. Then are we free. O worker of the universe, let the irresistible current of your universal energy come like the impetuous south wind of spring. Let it come rushing over the vast field of human life. Let our newly awakened power cry out for unlimited fulfillment in leaf and flower and fruit. From the book, The Heart of Good. The truth of man is in eternity. It has no beginning. It is endless. Manifestation of man has no end, neither it have beginning. The ultimate truth, that is infinite, that is endless, that is eternally beautiful, that give meaning to ourself. How to know that truth? O worker of the universe, let the irresistible current of your universal energy come like the impetuous south wind of spring. Let it come rushing over the vast field of human life. But let me not pray to be sheltered from dangers, but to be fearless in facing them. Let me not beg for the stilling of my pain, but for the hurt to conquer it. Realize yourself, realize your strength. Feel that rhythm in soul, the whole world in our own souls. Then are we free. Ultimate truth cannot be conceived by the isolation of the individual. It cannot be described by words, but can only be realized by completely merging the individual in its infinity. Face the irresistible current. Feel the rhythm in your soul. Realize yourself. Truth, what we call truth, lies in the rational harmony between the subjective and objective aspects of reality, both of which belongs to the super-personal man. Beauty is in the ideal of perfect harmony which is in the universal being. Truth, a perfect comprehension of the universal mind. But the problem is about our consciousness. We individuals approach it through our own mistakes and blunders, through our consciousness. So, it is impossible to realize the truth. It can only realize by merging with infinity. Ultimate physical reality is nothing but a multitude of separate revolving centers of electric force, also belong to the human mind. In the apprehension of truth, there is eternal conflict between the universal human mind and the same mind confined in the individual. Face the irresistible current. Feel the rhythm in your soul. Merge in infinity. Realize your strength. Realize yourself, the whole world in our own soul. Then are we free. What is the purpose of life? Come by this quote between Tagore and Swami Vivekandha. The world is the great gymnasium where we come to make ourselves strong. Be fearless. Face the dangers. By hurt, conquer the pain and realize yourself. Merge with infinity and realize the truth. How to know the ultimate truth? It is impossible to find the ultimate truth in this external world. Come by this quote. Consciousness is a bondage. The argument from designs claim that intelligence precedes form. But if intelligence is the cause of anything, it itself is in its turn an effect. It is Maya. God creates us and we create God. And this is Maya. The circle is unbroken. Mind creates body and body creates mind. The egg brings the chicken the egg, the tree the seed the tree. Swami Vivekandha. We seek the truth through our own mistakes and blunders, through our accumulated experience, through our illumined consciousness. So it is impossible to find our truth through our consciousness. It is a bondage. Rabindranath Tagore. The world is neither entirely differentiated nor yet entirely homogeneous. Man is free and must rise above both sides. Both are right in their place, but to reach truth isness, we must transcend all that we now know of existence. Will consciousness, doing, going, knowing. There is no real individuality of the jiva or separate soul. Eventually, it as a compound will go to pieces. Only that which is beyond further analysis is simple, and that alone is truth, freedom, immortality, bliss. Swami Vivekandha. Bhagavad Gita, chapter Vishwarupa Darshan, verse 48. Not by the study of Vedas, nor by the performance of sacrifice, rituals, or charity, nor even by practicing severe austerities, has an immortal ever seen what you have ever seen, O best of the Kuru warriors. Verse 52 to 54. This form of mind that you are seeing is exceedingly difficult to behold. Even the celestial gods are eager to see it. Neither by the study of Vedas, nor by penance, charity, or fire sacrifice can I be seen as you have seen me. O Arjun, by unalloyed devotion alone can I be known as I am, standing before you. Thereby on receiving my divine vision, O scorcher of foes, one can enter into union with me. The human mind or body cannot realize its original form of Brahma or Sachidananda Rupa without merging with infinity, because the truth is beyond words. By single-pointed unalloyed devotion, it is accessible, where one surrenders his consciousness to the Lord. Study of Vedas, sacrifice, rituals cannot help to realize the ultimate truth, because consciousness is a bondage. When you surrender the consciousness to the Lord or to the infinite reality, then realize the ultimate truth. By merging in infinity, we realize the truth. As body or soul, you are a dream. You really are being consciousness, bliss. You are the God of this universe. Vivekandha. Shveda Shudra Upanishad, Chapter 6, The One God and the Cosmic Process. Some look on the self as wonder, some speak of it as a wonder, some hear of it as a wonder, still others, though hearing, do not understand it at all. The self is incomprehensible because it is not known by the ordinary means of knowledge, though the knowledge of the self is freely accessible to all mankind. It is attained only by a very few who are willing to pay the price in the form of self-discipline, steadfastness, and non-attachment, or by detachment, that is Vairagya. Seeking liberation, I take refuge in the Lord, that revealer of self-knowledge, who in the beginning created Brahma and delivered the Vedas to him. Detachment or Vairagya leads to Amrita, or to the self-realization. Transcend Trigunas, transcend the consciousness, realize yourself. Self-realization is everything. Be detached, detachment or Vairagya lead to the ultimate truth.